From this cubby here by this mid bench, I'll start with stuff I can do from safety. So I'll start here where I line up where I can see that blue dot on the wall. Then I'll aim right around here somewhere to throw a molly. That's going to get left mid here real nice. Take away all this stuff that could be shooting at us from, and also be nice and tidy like that. Or I can line up where I can just see this E here and just aim to the right of it. And step forward a little bit, or just run forward a little, aiming a little higher for the molly. And that should be about the same. Just not as pretty. And I can smoke long, line up where I can just see this first bracket there on the balcony. And then just line just to the right of that bottom of the queue. And just run forward a little bit and throw. And then I can add that molly on the end of it. And another flash or aim right here for short. That's obviously good for a short push. And I can smoke a little shorter down long by aiming right about there. Jump throw. And I can aim right here in the middle of that pink stuff instead of the top right, like the top left like I did last time. Same throw. Same flash anyway, slightly shorter version of that smoke if you wanted that one. And for left mid, I'm aiming so I see that, just can see that second bracket, and then I'm aiming at this little brown spot here right at the bottom of that. Aim there, crouch, and throw. And the same flash. Not much to see on the backside here. I mean, he could be right here, but other than that, pretty good. Okay, so moving on to ramp smokes. I aim right at this black triangle there. That's a good ramp smoke, but from here you can see my shoulder a little bit, so there's a trade-off there. Aim about like that. That does a decent job at cutting top mid in half a little bit here, so they can't get crossfires on us, or we can flash through that or sneak through it. And there's no gaps. Now you can throw it from safety by aiming just below that black spot. But I hate this spot. I hate this idea because now, like, it just makes it really easy for them to guard that tunnel from all these good spots. I mean, that ramp. Instead, I would just aim right at about that crack right there if I wanted to smoke this in any other way. This way I can use it to get out of here, and at the same time, it's tougher for them to watch both sides of that smoke from a good spot, you know. So it'd be easier for me to sneak through, theoretically. Couple flashes back to that spot where I threw the molly. I can just throw right below this exclamation point there, or just to the left of this stuff on the wall here. Really, I'm not really going to throw this one here, but I'll throw this one much more often. If we're getting around this corner, it's going to flash anybody over here. And that other one is good for that angle right here, but other than that, probably wouldn't use it too often. One more flash for long, same spot again, and I see this texture a lot on the wall. To me, it looks like a donkey's head, so I'm aiming just above its ear and jump throwing. Let's give us a little one-way peek here, while also flashing long. Or most of it anyway, not along this wall. And, you know, also a lot of short too. Now, if I'm not too scared to be out in the open, I can back up to here and do stuff like smoking short by aiming right about the end of that antenna, no further right. That gives me that nice deep porch smoke that I love so much. I might give this guy ideas to try to peek this on the left side, but he won't be able to see anything. If he tries to push through it, we'll see his little feetsies coming through there. He won't see nothing. And you can do another, throw that similar way by aiming here between these two shadows and just running forward and letting it rip. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's nice and easy. Hard to screw that one up. One other way I might throw it occasionally, if we don't have apps control, I can just aim right there at the bottom of that mark, throw about like that. And one thing it'll do is make it tough for this guy to peek on us without poking all the way out, but also it'll give us a chance to do a little sneaky peek here at Porch on the pallet. Of course, if he's on the pallet, he can one-way peek us going long. And so smoke for long, I'll aim right here, right about that part of the wall. I also got a molly aiming to the left of that black dot there, so about like that. Both running jump throws, but the smoke is not as important that you run quite as far. The molly you got to run just far enough so that it goes far enough and it goes low enough to not get hit by the balcony. But those go together great, as you can see, because anybody not smoked off is on fire. And my smoke for left mid, just aim right about here. And that goes great with my next flash, so I'll throw that in there. And yeah, same what you'd expect here. Nothing on that side. Pushing through on this side is no picnic. Okay, so onto that fancy flash. Using my full screen crosshair, it's real easy, but I'm aiming up along about that edge of the window there, or maybe a little further over is fine. And then straight up until my crosshair is just below that second power line, somewhere around there. So I line up, and then I run forward and jump throw as my crosshair is just getting across this part of the building there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but to get the exact placement I'm looking for, that's what I'm trying to do. So it gets this guy pretty good unless he's pushed up, and it gets about both sides of this pillar as good as I can hope, as well as obviously getting this angle. I mean, this guy, if he knows it's coming, he can boop, maybe something like that. Oh, it's really from me. Goes great with that long smoke, because same thing with the molly. Pretty much anybody not smoked off is going to be flash, except for here. And let's see. We got flash for long, aiming right about here, where our guys pushed up and get a little peek. Aiming below this valley of the shingles here, and right down to about that part of the wood. Jump throw, and it's a little one way here. They can take a nice little peek here, not get flashed all the way to here, and it's gonna full flash anybody here. Even though that last bit of the overhang looks like it's blocking it, that part's not solid. It doesn't block flashes. You can throw it deeper by throwing it lower and getting this stuff, but that is not a nice one way like that. I can add a nade to that too. It's this black and white cookie right here, the bottom right corner. Jump throw a nade. That's dirty. A couple flashes for short. Just aim above the vent here a little bit. Start running forward. That's probably too much. Throw pretty much immediately. No, that's perfect. Just start running forward and then just throw immediately. And that's a little late, but that's fine. Just don't want it to be able to flash my guy in boiler here, as well as obviously doing all this stuff. It will flash everything here, as well as everything over here you'd expect. Yeah, that's it. This one's fun. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing I can do here. Smoke back hay. I aim at the top of this flower here, top right corner of that flower. Right about like that. Oh, that's not with a flash. With a smoke. Bang it off of this wall, and takes away most of this stuff here, but also makes pit, gives him really nothing to see on this short angle.